This is Young Trader. It is Tuesday morning. So as usual, we are going to review crude oil here and natural gas. This video is for information purpose only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock commodity ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil and natural gas daily chart. Now remember, the API report will be out on crude oil today at 4:30. And remember, just keep your eye on the Middle East here and keep your eye on them hurricanes that's going to affect crude oil. Okay, so what do we have here? We had this bottoming all the way down here to 66.33, and then it got as high as 78.46. That was a good $10, $12 premium going on here. Okay, so this, always remember that that's the hurricane and that's a war situation. It's not just regular supply and demand. Okay, now here yesterday after hours, it rallied all the way up here, got as high as, what do we have, 78.46. So what you want to do is just go right to the left here. What do we have? Okay, you had 78.60. That was your resistance level, okay? Now, if it went past it, then we'd just climb up here, 79.10, and then we'd be looking for that 80.16 level. But obviously it didn't. It came all the way down, spiked up, but then look where it did, okay? That it went close below that 77.33 level. Now you can see here we got a topping tail and we have a nice sell-off here. However, we got to see how this whole thing finishes out because, you know, the day has just started here. This could reverse and go much higher. We just don't know that. So here on the upside, this is what you want to watch. You want to watch that 76.14 level. That's that 100-day. That 77.33 level, that's that 200-day. That's going to be very, very key on a closing basis. That's the key to closing basis. And then we have that high of that 78.46. Then obviously, as I said, I just pointed out, you just go to the next level, that's 79.10. And then we have your 80.16 level going on there if it keeps on rallying on up here. Now, on the downside here, well, obviously here what we want to do is we want to look to the top of this candle, 75.57. Right now you're sitting at 75.73. That's going to be support. And then we'll look to today's low. That's at 75.15. And then we just follow the candles all the way on down here. Okay, what we're going to do here, you got 74.09. And then we come to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 73.46. And then we have that 50-day at 72.88. And then we'll have right below that, you have your 8 SMA here. You're sitting at 72.49. And then we have your 21-day. But now you can see your 8-day. See how nice that's curling up? You're above the 21-day. You're headed toward the 50-day. That's very, very bullish. So even if this sold down, as long as it holds that 50 and that 8 SMA here, this is still looking very, very bullish. But just remember, this is that war hurricane premium that's going on here. So just got to be very, very careful with that. Now, RSI here, well, it's rolling over here, but that doesn't mean anything. We got to see exactly how it's going to shake out today. Your green is still over your red. That's still very, very bullish here. Okay, so for today, this is what you want to watch. You want to watch right here on that is that 76.14, that 100-day, that 77.33, and then obviously today's high, that 78.46 level, okay? That 200-day is going to be key. If you can close above, then we have that nice target up here of 80.16. Okay, the key is you have to close above. Now, downside, I say just watch today's low. That's going to be very, very critical. If that is lost here, you work your way down, and that 50-day is going to be very, very crucial. And then right below is that going to be that 8-day at that 72.48 level. Okay, so just be very, very patient, I should say, with this. Just trade this because we've had a lot of really good days up here, and we have that spike high. But you notice that 200-day, it pretty much stopped it right in its tracks. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Now, natural gas sold off here. Okay, so this was the tail. Okay, right here, this candle right here, this was the tail. What we had here is it just engulfed. Okay, so which means basically is you put in a higher high and then a lower low, and you engulf the previous day's candle. And obviously this one engulfed it, you know, all three of these candles here very, very easily. Okay, so we had that sideways action, and that one candle took everything pretty much right on out. Now, yesterday we had that lower low, and it got as low as 2.70. So that 2.73, 2.72, it did not hold. But again, you went down to 2.70, but we did not fill this gap. Okay, that gap was a 2.658. So that gap is still sitting there. Now, today, so far, we have what they call that inside day, okay? So this could be the bottom. It doesn't necessarily always have to fill that gap. It could come just right into the gap, okay? So that's exactly what we had here, okay? So when it closed at 2.73, so it closed above this gap situation at 2.72, okay? So now with that inside day, what we're looking at, let's take a look at the downside here first. So we're going to be looking at yesterday's low, that 2.70. You're going to be looking at this gap fill, 2.65, and then we're looking at that 21-day at roughly 2.597, say call it 2.60. Okay, so that's what you're going to be looking for on the downside. Now, the upside, well, here's what we got to look at here. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at is the bottom of this candle here, which was 2.83, and then we're going to look at yesterday's high, that 2.839 sitting right there. But this is going to be the key right here, that 2.86, that 8-day simple moving average. That's going to be key. So if this rallies up here, can it break back through that and take it higher again? Or is it going to come back down and then that's going to hold it, okay, for resistance? So here's what you want to watch today is watch that 2.869. That's going to be very, very crucial. If we can get above that, then we'll come right to the bottom here. Okay, you're looking at 2.90. Then we'll come over to the top of here. You're looking at 2.94. And then we have 2.98. And then we have your big retest up there at 3.01. But everything's going to be based on this 8 SMA. This is going to be everything here on this chart here today, 2.868. On the downside, just watch yesterday's low because what you're doing is you're going to trade against yesterday's candle. Okay, so watch that high, 2.839 and at 2.70. If that's lost, we could fill the gap, possibly right here to your 21-day. Now, we're kind of like in an overbought situation, not kind of, we were. But again, so a lot of times that can ride out. All of this is just showing is the relative strength of the commodity or the stock. And that's all this is. And this is rolled really good. And then yesterday you can see where it came off because he had 2 days of selling. Now we're going sideways here, so that can reverse right back up here very, very easily. Now, here your green is touching your red, hasn't crossed over yet. But again, that can fold right back up here, just like we had here. See how this went down? Okay, it folded over, and then it just zipped right back up here again. So we got to see how this is all going to shake out. So just watch yesterday's low, watch that gap, watch that 21-day on the downside. Upside, just watch that 8-day. That's everything. You get above that, then we have that nice target here of 3.019. Okay, crude oil again, just watch the 100-day, watch that 200-day on the upside, and then on the downside, watch today's low, and then we just follow the candles until you watch that 50-day at 72.87. Okay, I'll be back here for midday trading. We'll take a look at crude oil, natural gas, and then we throw something else in the old mix. Thanks for watching.